Hello everybody, my name is Josh. I'm here with another reaction channel. This is going to be my first ever video, my first ever reaction, and I decided to start with a big one. I'm going to start watching Death Note. Death Note's a show that I've obviously heard a lot of praise about. I know it's one of the better animes out there, especially that come out in relatively recent years. It's something I've always kind of avoided, partially because of the hype associated with it. Once it started getting a lot of positive feedback, it seemed maybe it was being overhyped, and that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. But another show that did that for me was Attack on Titan. I thought Attack on Titan was originally very overhyped and couldn't possibly live up to expectations. And then I started watching it relatively recently and loved it. Loved the animation, loved the music, the voice acting, the plot, and I'm almost done with season 2, gearing up for season 3, which is coming out currently as we speak. So I decided to give a couple of shows that I've had that same kind of issue with a chance. One of them is going to be Death Note, and another one I'm going to do on this channel is going to be One Punch Man, which I had another very similar thing. Felt it was overhyped, got a lot of buzz, got a lot of feedback about it, and it just always kind of made me wary of starting it. Full disclosure, I have seen the first episode of Death Note. I watched it a couple of years ago while I was on break at work, and it didn't really catch me that well, but I've seen a lot of shows since then. I feel like my tastes have grown and matured a bit. So I wanted to give it another chance, and I held off on doing it because I did want to start, making some reaction videos. I don't know if anyone's going to like them or watch them or follow along with me, but I figured I might as well give it a chance, and I wanted to start off with a bang with a show that I know is not only popular, but has a lot of divisive opinions about it, so that as I watch it, I can maybe get some feedback, see if I have any questions, hopefully get some non-spoiler answers, and just kind of explore the show with anyone who cares to watch with me. So without further ado, we're going to be starting the video in 3, 2, 1, and play. Intro. So, like I said, I have seen the show before. I know the general plot. I know the main character's name is, I believe, Light. I don't really know any other characters. There's a demon character. I think his name's Ryuk or Ryuku, something along those lines. Obviously, there's the book where you can write a name in it and people die. You kind of get that from the first episode, and that's one of the only things I really remember from it. Oh, as this intro plays, which I'm trying to avoid following too closely because while I love anime intros, they do tend to give a lot of spoilers. I'm going to be watching it in the subtitles. I am not a sub purist. I like plenty of shows with dubs, and I like plenty of shows that have subs and dubs that are considered high quality. However, ignore my cat. He's being a pain. My setup's going to change a lot as this goes along. This is just my first one I'm giving. I'm not a sub purist. If a sub show is considered excellent, I will watch it in that. But if a dub is equivalent, I'll either go back and watch the dub, or I will even sometimes start with the dub. I love Full Metal Alchemist dub. I really like My Hero Academia's dub, although I do think the sub is maybe slightly better. But I am not a sub purist. But let's give it a shot and see. Okay, here's the demon dude.
Yeah.
So does he not get along with the other demons, or whatever they are? Translate into Japanese. So does this not take place in Japan? Or are they learning a foreign language? Some guy was found dead, okay. Just trying to get a feel for... Okay, this is in Japan. Trying to get a feel for the world we live in here. Are these just all horrible things that are happening, or are these supposed to be related? Okay. So they're learning English? That's a depressing title to, or sentence to be reading in English for a translation. The Death Note. Took him a while to get. Was that intended for him, or is this just luck?
Death Note. 直訳で死のノート。
I didn't see in English. That's interesting.
使い方。まったく。
So he left it there,
どうかしてる
right?
な、僕も。
Am I wrong? Oh.
各人物の顔が頭に入っていないと効果はない。
I thought he put it back.
同姓同名の
Did he
人
go
物に
back for it,
い
or
っぺん
did he
に効
not
果は得
realize
ら
he
れない。
picked it up?
名前の後に人間
Oh, and he's trying it out.
死んだら僕は殺人犯か。まさかな。そんなわけあるはず
Yeah,
な
but
い。
even if you don't think it's real, it's still kind of weird. How convenient. I wonder what's gonna happen. Series of the Death Note didn't Death Note. Oh, so it was a heart attack, so the book didn't lie.
心臓麻痺。
Interesting.
偶然しばらく隠される
Target
可能性がある。
criminals. Just A, accept this immediately, and then B, I was gonna start killing criminals.
もないか。
Excuse me, you guy's a bully,
死んで
but
も誰も何も思わない。
I mean, so, I mean, you're not gonna be wanting to just get a gun and shoot the guy in the back of the head, but you're willing to just write it in this book?
まったくこうなる
So
と
you
どいつもこい
he's
つ
got a
も
bit of a god
殺した
complex.
方が世の中のためになるやつばっか。
Oh, how convenient. Oh my god, this dude. Just in the middle of the sidewalk. Just gonna, okay. Gonna do that raunchy. Oh, okay. Or just kidnap. Oh no, you're just gonna do it right here. What the hell is this? Whoa! Whoa! Wait, what is this nonsense? Wow. I thought it said it was gonna be a heart attack. He didn't write exactly. Did he write exactly how? Did I miss it? Or does it not necessarily have to be a heart attack? This world's pretty trippy. 5 days since what?
さて、そろそろ行くか。
Ryuk. So it's his death note.
です。
So he's got two? Oh, he had one, lost it, and got another one. Now, is he losing them, or is he dropping them, hoping for people to pick them up? So, like, losing them. Oh, I have seen previews for that Netflix movie. It looks bad. He looks bad. I don't know if it has any redeeming qualities, but I haven't heard good things. So is he like a demon, or I mean, the wings make him look maybe like a dark angel type character?
邪魔しないでね。ものは手に入った。
So these are all the names that I'm assuming Ryuk wrote in it. So is he like the Grim Reaper? Is that what we're getting at? Oh, maniacal laugh.
気に入ってるようだな。なぜそんなに驚く？そのノートの落とし主。
驚いてないよ、リュウク。いや、待ってたよ。
Waiting for whoever
おう。
owned it to come
僕は
back
すで
for
に
it.
驚かされるぜ。過去にデスノートが人間界に出回った話は、俺も
Oh,
何度か聞い
those
た
are
こ
all
とがあ
names
ったが
he's written in 5
たった
days.
5日でここまでやったのはお前が初めてだ。
That's like
神じゃビビってここまで書けない。
just on those 2 pages is like 100 names.
僕は
人間界の地に着いた時点でノートは人間界のものになる。
Oh.
つまりそいつはもうお前のものだ。
僕のもの。
いらなきゃ他の人間に回せ。
So if you give it up, you lose
そ
your
の時
memory
はお
of
前の
it.
デスノート
Now
に
he
関
said
す
that
る
he
記
lost
憶
one
だけ消さ
before.
せてもらう。
じゃあ
Does that mean
本
someone
当
else
にデ
has
スノートを
one?
使った
Had
代償っ
one?
て何もないんだな。
Gave it up.
死骸が死んだ時、
When you die,
俺
it
がお
falls
前
to
の
me
名
to write
前
your
を
name in my death
俺
note.
のノートに書くことになるが、デスノートを使った人間が天国や地獄に行けると
When you
思うな。
die, you're in like a purgatory type place.
それだけだ。
It's not called purgatory, but that's what they're implying. He already wrote like 100 plus names in there.
大丈夫だ。
What the hell?
出てみろ。
何？
朝には見えていないのか。
Sense that, yeah. You
そ
can
のノー
totally
トは
see
もとも
them.
と俺が持っていたものだ。
Or the
それを使うことになったお前だ
only
け
could
が
hear and see him.
俺の姿を
tied
見
to the
ること
book.
ができる。
You ever seen CinemaSins? Every character eat an apple to make him seem like more of an asshole.
うまい。
じゃあもう一つ聞くけど、
Oh,
Not the
he's
book,
eating all the apples.
おい
He's
聞いてるのか？
going for the super asshole
お
award.
うこういうのなんて言うんだ。
じゃあなんで
Chinese,
落とした？
Mandarin Chinese. Is that the
丁寧
number
に
one
使
spoken
い方ま
language
で
in the
書いて
world?。
名前書いたな。しかし、
Oh, so
なん
he
で
did
断片
write
に
the
はめられた
cause
や
of
つし
death
か死因を書いて
specifically
ない
for
んだ。
that guy.
麻痺で死ぬ。
But everyone else, he's had
そこが
died
デ
of
ス
a
ノー
heart
トの
attack,
一番
just
い
the
いところだよ。
default.
リュウク。世の中に知らしめるんだ。僕の存在を。
Righteous judgment.
正義の
Oh,
裁きを下
yes.
す者がい
This
るっ
is
てことを。
a god complex of the highest order.
僕も
First it starts with the bad criminals. Then the less bad criminals.
もちろん最
Then
初
the
は
people
信
who
じなか
might
っ
be
た。
criminals.
でもそのノート
Then
に
anyone you don't like.
人間なら
Like the
誰
kid
でも
who's a
一度は
bully.
試してみたくなる魔力がある。世の中腐っている。
Where is this coming from?
腐ってる奴は死んだ方がいい。
He thinks he's
自
a
らの精神や
messiah,
命を犠
savior
牲
of
に
the
してで
world.
も。
Thousands of people. This is the first time the music's really kicked in. Someone with this much of, like I
まず
said,
は
a
地球
god
の掃除
complex,
と思
someone
っ
who
て
thinks this highly
凶
of
悪犯の名
themselves.
前を書き続けた。
Not gonna
や
allow
がて
thoughts like that to
誰
enter
も
their
悪い
mind.
ことができ。そして
Who
僕が
I've
認めた
judged.
真面目で心の優しい人間だけの世界を作り上げていく。
You'll be the only fucked up
そ
person
んなこ
left.
としたら性格悪いのお前だけにな
And he
る。
doesn't even see it.
何を言ってるんだリュウク。
I'm probably the most
僕は日本
virtuous
一と言って
student
も
in
いい
this
くらいの
country. The god of my new
新
world.
世界。
面白
This
い。
dude's twisted. Like, badly twisted. To be continued. And, okay, end credits. I could hear the intro music earlier when I was talking, and it seemed fine. It didn't really seem to catch me. I'll have to watch it a couple more times, like I said, and kind of get a feel for the music and the visuals. Although, like I said, I do try to avoid watching intro music and the anime intros the first couple times episodes I watch, because they do tend to be a little spoiler heavy. This end credits is fine. It's not spectacular. By far the best music in the show was in the writing scene. And he was just like chucking out names, and it was all the intense swirling music and visuals. That does add some pretty cool weight to those kind of scenes, even though they're a little cheesy, but it's anime, so. Preview, nope, we don't do that here. Okay, so that was episode 1 of Death Note. It's dark. It's very, very dark. Some more full disclosure, I have seen Code Geass as well. A lot of people make some comparisons to the two shows. Say things like, compare Lelouch, obviously, to someone like Light, in that they gain this, they're smart or they're gifted, they gain this power that they didn't previously have, and they use it to want to change the world, to recreate it in their image. In spoilers for Code Geass, in Code Geass, Lelouch's case, he wants to tear down the existing order, the empire that's kind of overtaken the world. And here, it just seems more of a general human condition thing that Light's having a problem with. He doesn't like he's going after criminals, but he keeps making allusions to the fact that it's not just criminals. It's not just going to be Charles Manson and the Hitlers of this world that he's going to kill. He also didn't mention dictators, which is interesting. You'd think that the better thing would be to go after like the leaders of giant armies in horrible countries, but he's going after specifically right now like murderers and criminals either in prison. Although actually the rapist in the street wasn't a murderer either, as far as he knew. He was a scumbag trying to attack a girl, and justifiably you could act in self-defense and possibly even kill him if he took things too far, if you're trying to defend her. But he wasn't a murderer as far as Light knew. He murdered, and he killed him with the death note. So, but like I was saying, he's made allusions to the fact that it's not just going to be convicted criminals. He wanted to think about killing the kid he knew in the class who was nothing more than just a bully. So he's gonna take it further and further, and I feel like that's the direction the show's going to go. And then eventually he wants to be god of his new world. I don't know if that means he actually literally wants to rule the world, if he wants like power, and thinks he can use the Death Note to get it, or just thinks that he's the one shaping the world behind the scenes, kind of like a god that sets things in motions, picks who he likes, what traits he likes, and molds the world in that image. It's very interesting. It's very, very dark. It progressed a lot further in this episode than I remember, so I don't think I ever actually finished the first episode when I watched it before. I think I might have stopped at the halfway point, because we're already pretty far into this. He already met Rook, the previous Death Note owner, the Death God who owned the note, who he said he had lost two before. So again, like I said, I was wondering if this has maybe happened before. Is there someone out there with a Death Note currently as well as Light? Did they lose it? Did they die? Did they forget and pass it on? So that'll be interesting. I'm assuming that will come up in the show. But yeah, we already met Rook. We've already seen a ton of death. I thought we were just going to have maybe the one or two, trying it out this episode. Kill the guy on the TV with the heart attack, kill the rapist in the street. And I thought maybe that would be where we end this episode, trying it out, maybe meeting Rook, or maybe trying to test the limits of this power. But he's already got a plan in mind. He wants to kill everyone he doesn't like, doesn't agree with, thinks is rotten, and mold the world in his image. Very interesting to see how this is going to go. I'm going to be watching at least 2 or 3 episodes today, so we'll get to see a little bit more. But thank you, everyone. This is my Death Note reaction, and I'll see you all soon.